Chicagoland again. Welcome to Retire Your Way with Ben Heiser, powered by Thrive. I'm your host, Spike Spangle. Ben, how are you doing this week?
Spike, I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm very good. I'm really excited because we are going to talk about how you help people decide, are you ready to stop working? Are you ready to get into retirement? And can you be excited about it? Because for a lot of folks, that can be scary.
Can be.
That can be worrisome. Yeah. Even really stressful, and especially if you're married as well, because maybe you're making that decision for your spouse or partner. So many different things to talk about in there, and you're the one who helps them make that final decision. That's a lot of burden to bear on your shoulders.
Sometimes I'm a psychologist and a marriage counselor and all kinds of different things wrapped into one, but absolutely, these are topics that come up a lot, and why it's so important to start thinking and dreaming and understanding what our goals and things are going to be so that when you step into it, it's not scary.
Well, as a retirement financial planner, as the founder of Thrive, a wealth management organization right here in Chicago, there are so many different variables you have to take into account. How exactly do you do that? Everybody's got a different age, different jobs, maybe a spouse, maybe not, doing it on their own. Where do you start? Is it the amount of savings? Is it the age? Is it a lifestyle choice? Where do you kick people off?
Well, and this is interesting because everyone is so different. It's really custom tailored. It's what makes my job super fun, is that we get to sit down with people on a day in and day out basis and start to help them build a dream again. Again, I was a Division I college athlete in the sport of wrestling, and without having a goal or an aspiration to obtain to, having the strategy behind that, there would have been no purpose to have strategy to help me get to what? So we got to understand, what does retirement look like for you? So it starts with building out, what is your goal, what's your dream? Why did you wake up every single day of your life, work hard, take care of your family, right? What do you want to do? When you have that freedom of time, what are you passionate about? Is it travel? Do you want to do more of it? Is it serving in your community more? Is it gardening? Is it fishing? Is it boating? Is it hunting? You know, what is it that drives you, that makes you passionate? And what I find is that so many people have so many different aspirations. When you start to give them a platform and a stage to start thinking about that again. Because here's the big issue that we have. We have a purpose when we're working. And when we're retired, we start to get afraid, like, what will my purpose actually be? And so it's just redefining that purpose when you have that time to make sure that you are thriving in all of the different areas of life, not just finance, but also emotional health, right? Spiritual health, and of course, financial health.
Let me start out with one of the problems, though, I see for folks trying to determine if they can retire on their own. A lot of people I've read, this was a survey I read about 6 months ago, folks think they're going to spend less in retirement than they do when they're working. You talk with people all the time. Do you find that to be true? Do you find that to be not true?
Yeah, this is going to be Mythbusters today then, right? So I'm not sure who created these statistics, but you know, I've heard this a lot. Hey, I'm going to have 70 to 80% of my working income, and that's my game plan. Okay. Well, what is the absolute most common thread in the financial space that we all share? We all need what during our lifetime? What do we need?
Income.
We need income. It's the bottom line. It's the common thread that we all have, and your income doesn't stop. Your need for income doesn't stop. Money hitting your bank account, your paycheck doesn't stop, and the need for it when you retire. It actually becomes more critical. It's just about, where are we pulling it from? Are you generating your own income stream now? And if so, is it guaranteed? Is it addressing inflation and tax increases and the potential reduction, like we talked about, you know, on a previous show about maybe where Social Security is going to be in a little bit, and if we have a reduction there? Pension plans are changing. I just met with someone the other day. They thought, you know, hey, they had guaranteed pension. They were one of the lucky ones, and they started changing them and say, hey, we're going to buy you guys out now. And so what do you do with that money, and how do you stretch it yourself? And, you know, what about, you know, how all of these different aspects, your market risk, your taxes, your inflation, are going to impact your income? And that is a common thread that we have to deal with. Well, Ben, I don't need income. I'm fine. Really? Well, at 72, the government's going to force you to take out what's called a required minimum distribution from those pre-tax retirement savings we've been so dedicated to have to save into since 1978. And now it's grown to this big portfolio, and you're going to get taxed on the bigger amount. Look, the IRS, our business partner that takes money out of our pocket every single time we take money out of something and spend it, the IRS, right?
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Say what.
It's fine.
You.
Well, Uncle Sam, our silent business partner, Spike doesn't like when I do this, but I'm going to say it, right? It shouldn't stand for Internal Revenue Service. It should stand for what? I rob seniors. Why?
I'm not responsible.
He's not
responsible here.
It is true.
I hear you. Right. So in this time bomb of taxes is coming no matter what. So a lot of folks are thinking, well, I'm just going to keep my money over in that 401k.
Yeah.
And I won't have to pay taxes on it. But as you've said, those taxes are about to sunset. So whether you want to or not, you're going to have to start pulling out that money soon. Taxes go up. And this RMD, it is a looming deadline that is going to be there. Now, you don't have to spend that money, right? You can continue to save it, but you're going to have to get taxed on it and pay it eventually. Are you saying that it's better to do it sooner than later?
Well, here's what I do know. Tax rates are certain right now. We know what they are. And we're at 90-year tax lows. I sit down with people all the time that they've done a great job of saving, but they don't understand the different types of risk that's going to impact their portfolio. I like to call it the lump sum illusion.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Hey, I got $1 million or $2 million in my portfolio. Great. Well, what if you lose 40 or 50% of that because we don't understand your risk? What happens if tax rates go back to where they were in the 70s or in the 40s and you're in the top tax bracket and 94% of your money in pre-tax retirement savings is taxable now? What if you have to give all that to Uncle Sam? Look, you don't actually own $1 million of your traditional IRA or 401k.
Yeah.
We have a business partner who is going to take their share, and whatever that legislation risk and tax risk and market risk, depending on where you have your money, and all of these different aspects, and the inflation risk and all of these areas of risk that we have to look at as financial professionals. I find that people don't understand how much risk they actually have to this world. And look, this is probably one of Wall Street's fundamental issue. They don't educate people on this anymore. It's not your fault. You've done a great job of saving. Let's help you optimize it. Right. That's why we created the Retire Your Way system. That's why Thrive is here. We don't want you to unnecessarily have to shrink up and survive in retirement. We don't want to scare you, but we do want to prepare you. Don't you want to be prepared? Don't you want to be proactive? Don't you want to live out that goal and dream without compromise? If we're not addressing risk and income and taxes and inflation and healthcare costs and legacy, you might end up being disappointed.
Right. Now, I know that there's a number at the bottom of the screen.
Oh, yeah.
When we come back for the commercial, I want to talk about the QR code because I want to talk about confidence.
Yeah.
But tell folks what they're going to get when they call in for the phone number. Why can you give this out to 10 folks out there, the first callers? How can you do a complete review?
Yeah, so I mean, I've just been very fortunate and blessed to have a growing financial practice since 2004. And so we don't have to charge you for this type of stuff, but what we can do is take a look at your evaluation of your situation and see what your needs are. Help you construct a custom tailored, not a cookie cutter, custom tailored written financial plan from a certified financial planner to help you accomplish your goals and dreams and thrive in retirement to retire your way. You got to pick up the phone. You have to start with the proactivity. It's 855-855-7655. We have time for the next 10 callers. You can also go on our retireyourwayusa.com website and check things out. There's also a way to book an appointment right there as well.
Hate to stop you. We got to take a very quick break. We're going to talk about your confidence, interactive with the show when we get back right after this break, but please call for your complimentary offer. 855-855-7655. More Retire Your Way with Ben Heiser when we get back right after this.
I started the practice wanting to protect people's assets. As we've grown over the years and we've added different services and our team has grown and our team of specialists have grown to serve our client base, we've outgrown just me as a singular individual. It's not just about me anymore. So we just rebranded, came up with a new name. Yeah, we were Heiser Financial Group. Now we're Thrive. The logo that we've designed has so many neat things that are involved in it. It starts with a circle, and that means something to us. Trust is important. You know, just like a commitment that I make with my wife, you know, we have the circle that it begins with. And so our clients are entrusting us to help them maximize and thrive with the wealth that they've created. The other parts of the logo are pretty neat. There's a handshake right in the middle because we're working together, and this is a mutual agreement of what we are trying to accomplish. And then lastly, there's pillars of growth. We always want to see things grow. We want our lives to grow. Thriving is all about, prospering in multiple areas, mentally, physically, spiritually. We don't want you just to survive. We want to help you thrive. I'm 𝗵𝗲 𝗖𝗍𝗶𝗱𝗲. I'm here to help you retire your way, powered by Thrive.
Welcome back to Retire Your Way with 𝗵𝗲 𝗖𝗍𝗶𝗱𝗲. I'm your host, Spike Spangle. Ben, you know that. We're letting the folks out there know that. And what I'm curious about is how you can be so confident in putting together people's retirement planning strategies. There's a lot that goes into it.
There is.
You're telling people it's okay to stop working, to no longer bring in outside income. Now we're going to draw our own income.
Yep.
How can you help people be confident in retirement?
Well, it starts with being proactive. And so what's so exciting about what I get to do is I get to help people uncover some of the things that maybe they've kind of put to the side. I get it. I'm a father of 4 daughters, and I have a wife, and we get busy working and taking care of our children, and we forget, what do we want to do when we have this freedom of time? Once we've won the game of life, what are we going to do with all that free time? Well, we have to have money to fill it. We still have to have a paycheck coming in to be able to go do all the wonderful things. And so we have to look at, what do we actually get to keep, right? After taxes and inflation and market risk take away from some of the things that we have from a purchasing perspective, and how do we maximize that? And if we're not careful, we would have to compromise what we want to do. And so are you talking with somebody that's helping you dream again? Because if not, we know that the statistics are staggering about how many people walk in to retirement depressed. And they end up having a miserable time because they've lost that purpose of going to work and having that purpose of raising their children, and they haven't defined what it is that gives them purpose again. And so look, why am I so confident? I've been doing this a long time. We've helped thousands of client families with hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars to optimize their wealth. In fact, one of the most important statistics that I know of is some people do have a plan. Most people don't, but some people do. What if we could take your plan on average and add another $500,000 plus to your wealth over your lifetime? That's what we see by folks using our optimized plans, because we're independent and we're not focused on certain cookie cutter approaches, and we're not limited to things. We have the ability to customize it with you and tailor it for you. That's why I'm confident.
All right, now I've got a prop that I want to bring up.
Yes.
So folks, there is a QR code on the bottom of your screen. I want you to take out your cell phone right now, go to the photo part, and flash it at the screen. Just like when you're at a restaurant, right? Now we go out there, nobody has menus anymore. Take it out and press on that QR code. It is a confidence quiz.
Yeah.
What exactly is that about?
Well, I mean, like anything, we have to be real and we have to be transparent. So what are we looking for? We're looking for customers that want to optimize their wealth. You care about your retirement. You care about the money that you've worked and saved for your entire life, and it's important to you. We want to make sure that you understand what you're supposed to know. How confident do you feel in specific areas regarding what you should know about your retirement plan? And if you don't know this stuff, or you're not 10 out of 10 confident, the biggest thing that you can do is pick up the phone and call 855-855-7655. You can go and book an appointment right there through the QR code at the end of your confidence assessment. You can go to our website, retireyourwayusa.com, and you can schedule an appointment right there. And the biggest thing is to get that evaluation, to look at your situation. And instead of looking at chasing products or services, what we're doing is we're taking a look at your dream, right? Just like my coaches did in college. They took my dream and said, hey, how do we add the strategy behind this to help you be the most successful in and through what your goals and aspirations are?
Let me ask you, if somebody already has a financial advisor, or they've got a cousin or a friend or somebody who helps them with investments, or a broker, do you mind taking a look at somebody else's strategy?
No. In fact, here's the thing. We get second opinions all the time on medical stuff. In fact, this reminds me of a story. I was just sitting down with a friend of mine, and single dad at the time, and his daughter was born with some kidney challenges. And they had to go. He was working at 5:30 in the morning, he was saying, getting up, going to the hospital 3 times a week, and he's falling asleep literally as the doctors are talking to him. And so eventually the doctor said, you need to go home and take care of yourself. And he's like, I don't care about myself, I care about my kid. And he said, just go home for 3 weeks and then come back. And it hit him. How am I going to go home for 3 weeks if I have to be here 3 times a week? He went straight through to another specialist. They took his daughter immediately to emergency surgery because her kidneys were about to explode. And if he would have taken her home, his daughter would have passed away. Now, here's the thing. That's a pretty dramatic story. And if you're a parent, you can probably empathize with this. But from a financial perspective, folks, you got to be careful here. You get one chance of getting retirement right and living that life the way to the fullest and getting a second opinion to help you optimize that. Let me ask you a question. If you could optimize what you're doing more, here's the biggest challenge I see. People are, they're committed to a person more than they're committed to their retirement lifestyle.
Right, right. Thank you for sharing that. And that is the point, is that it's okay to get a second opinion. We do it with medical. We do it, you know, even with diets and trying to get healthy. We'll ask for and look for as many different opinions as we can. But I think because sometimes this stuff is overwhelming or confusing, we'll listen to one piece of advice and that's it. Now, we've talked a bit about making sure that we're ready to retire and how you do it. Tell me a little bit more about the Retire Your Way strategy, exactly what you do and all of the different kinds of things that you cover here at Thrive as the founder.
Well, our Retire Your Way system really does have 5 different checkpoints. It's a roadmap to success. Think about Thrive as your GPS to get to the different destinations necessary to the end goal, which is retiring your way. It's not my money, it's not Spike's money, it's your money, it's not your brother or sister-in-law's money. Look, everyone's going to give you their opinion. Opinions are like armpits. We all have them and they stink, okay? We don't want to give you our opinion. We want to help you develop a plan for success, but it starts with being proactive in areas like our risk and understanding it, our income, our taxes, our health care costs in the future, and of course, legacy and how to transition those assets if you pass away before you anticipate it to your family. But that starts with you. Folks, all we can do is show you the door. You have to walk through it. But what I can tell you is that we have helped people over the last 18 years be successful and to thrive in their retirement.
Thank you so much. Folks, please take advantage of the complimentary offer you see right here to sit down with Ben, the team here at Retire Your Way, and make sure that you have a retirement planning strategy in place that will get you not just to, but all the way through your retirement years for yourself, for your spouse, for your legacy, for your family. Call the phone number you see right here, 855-855-7655. More Retire Your Way with Ben Heiser when we get back right after this.
When was the last time you saw your financial professional? Are you getting the most out of the strategy that was created for you? Although you've done a great job finding someone to help plan for your future, are you 100% sure that you were given the right strategy? We can help answer these questions and more with a complimentary second opinion evaluation. We will take a look at what you have in place and then help determine if you're well positioned to get the most out of your future retirement income. In the event that it is not, we can help by making suggestions and showing you how to get on the right path. You wouldn't get just one opinion when it comes to a major health decision, so why would you treat your most important financial decision with such disregard? Call today for your no-cost, no-obligation second opinion evaluation to see if you're getting the most out of your retirement income plan.
Hello, Chicagoland. Welcome back to Retire Your Way with Ben Heiser. I'm Spike Spangle. Ben, we're talking about how people can be confident, how you help them get to confidence in being retired. How do you help them know that they can be confident with the amount of risk they are or are not taking in retirement?
That's a great, great question. And so how do we know we're taking the appropriate amount of risk? Well, here's a question to ask yourself. When I see the market on TV going red and going down, do you feel uncertain? Does the hair on the back of your neck stand up? Do you know how much risk your current portfolio has? Our clients do, because we do a risk assessment with them, and we understand there's a risk speed for every asset class, Spike, and it travels between 1 and 99 miles an hour. So think about that. If you're going to have money in the market, it's going to be traveling somewhere between 1 and 99. 99 is the most aggressive and the most risky, okay? One is the least amount of risk. And so how do you know what it is for you? Well, here's what I do know. We sit down, we ask you some questions, we get to know you a little bit, and we do an assessment with you to figure out what is your custom risk speed. And then we have these fantastic asset managers, some of the best in the world, that employ different strategies to help you get to that. But we would never exceed the speed that you feel comfortable traveling. But then what does that do? It allows you to feel confident. But we also don't just look at risk, Spike. We look at, okay, so here's our bucket of money that's for growth, and we got to custom tailor that risk speed. Then what happens? Well, we got to look at our income. When our income's taken care of, guess what our market money can do? It can breathe and grow like it's supposed to. This is not a sprint. It's a marathon. Look, it's designed for growth long term. And that's why as we get closer to retirement, people start to freak out a little bit, because if they have all their money there, right, 80, 90, 100% of their assets are sitting in the market, and they start to see losses, they start to see years of income eroding from that retirement portfolio, because it's not the game of dollar cost averaging like when we're working and saving. We're spending money now and locking in gains or losses as we sell.
For those who aren't as confident about their own savings,
yeah,
they're already at 65, 66. This is what they have. Are there solutions that you can help people with, even if they feel that they're a little bit shorter than what they're going to need long down the road?
Absolutely. So you have to think to yourselves, there's different asset classes, and some people just focus in one area. What we do is, and I've really made an effort to make sure that our financial practice stays, number one, independent. So we're not limited to products and services. We aren't sitting here saying, here's our opinion on how this works. We're teaching you how this money is working, the pros that it has and the cons that it has. And realistically, there are multiple colors of money, and there are values that money gives us, right? Our growth, our protection, our income, our liquidity, and there's different colors of money that we get those values in, and we have to have a balance of these colors. We can talk about this more in our office, right, but it's really about having the right balance for our income and our growth and our emergency needs so that we can feel confident. And so just like anything, like just in sports, you'll talk to any high-level athlete, what makes them feel confident? They continue to practice and they have a plan. Why? Well, that gives us the strategy necessary to step onto the field or step onto the mat, in my case when it was, and feel confident about what we're doing. I know exactly what's going to happen because I've been proactive about it. So are you 100% confident in what you're currently doing is going to get you through retirement? Or are you still just doing what you have while you were saving? Have you had your risk taken a look at? Are you traveling too quickly? Do you get nervous when the markets fluctuate up and down? Do you have an income plan that addresses taxes, inflation, market risk? If not, pick up the phone. Give us a call, 855-855-7655. We are passionate here at Thrive to help you retire your way.
The plan that you put together, would you say it's complicated? You've got to break this down for folks, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is it a big PowerPoint presentation? Is it a big stack of a notebook of things printed together? Or is it something that we can use interactively? What kind of tools do you help people with?
Great point. Look, Spike, for me, I know a lot of folks feel uncertain about what they're doing because all they have is someone that says, follow me, do what I tell you to do. And until it doesn't work, we're not asking questions. And so what we do is we build a plan with you. We look at it together. And yes, we have software and tools that allow us to look at different scenarios to show you, here's what we're thinking, right? Here's what's a little bit more optimal. And then if life changes, we can tweak it. That's the neat part. One thing I know about life, it consistently is going to change. We have to be okay with change, adapting to change, but let's take a look at it together and make sure that those goals and objectives are going to be realized so that you don't find yourself unnecessarily shrinking up and surviving because you didn't understand your risk, you didn't have a plan for your income, the taxes, all of these different things. Inflation are concerns today. They're concerns for you. Let's address them head on. Let's not bury our head in the sand and wait for the future.
I've got to ask you, with folks who are living longer today, is it still possible to retire early? Is this a numbers game, a lifestyle choice? Because you've got to see it on both sides. People come into your office, you say to them, you might need to work another year or two. Or sometimes they're ready to retire right then. That's got to be exciting too. But you see the mixture because you see thousands of clients all here around Chicagoland.
Look, some of you are thinking to yourselves, I'd rather retire tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., right? I can't tell you what we could do yesterday because that was yesterday. What we can do is take a look at tomorrow. And I will tell you if you can retire tomorrow if you'd want, or in 2 years from now, or 5 years. And with our proprietary Retire Your Way system, right, that encompasses this holistic plan that is custom tailored to you and written by a certified financial planner, if you employ that, what we find is that our clients can retire earlier than they thought, and their money's going to last a lot longer than they ever anticipated.
So the Retire Your Way system, you include investment strategy. Taxes, I want to ask you on that, though. You're not necessarily a CPA firm. You're not doing people's taxes on April 15th, but you take taxes into account inside the plan?
So what we do is we take a look at the tax implications of what you currently have. And this is part of your plan. How do we mitigate that tax over time? Just like we want to mitigate or minimize the risk in a portfolio, because we know the bigger steps you take backwards, the longer it takes for you to get back to even. And that's a big deal, especially in retirement. We don't want you to wait 5, 6, 7 years to recuperate from a recession because we weren't prepared for it. And then you have to change your lifestyle or go back to work. That is all about having a plan for all of the critical key areas so we don't get caught off guard and we end up reacting to something that we should have been prepared for and that our financial professionals should have prepared us to.
And I think something you've said before is that having a plan helps give you that confidence that your income won't run out all the way through retirement. So please tell people again about the complimentary review that you'll do for the folks who call in here.
Well, it starts with you. You got to pick up that phone at 855-855-7655. We want to help you become 100% confident in the plan and organizing your wealth in a way. But this has a plan, it's a goal, and then we're going to fill it with the necessary products or asset classes to help you achieve that goal so that you can feel comfortable in retirement about living your life the way you want. It's about thriving. It's not about surviving. We'd love to help you do it and retire your way. We're offering a complimentary evaluation to see if we need to help you structure a custom-written, tailored financial plan to your needs by a certified financial planner. Give us a call today, and we'll help you retire your way.
Ben, thank you so much. Retire Wiser with Ben Heiser. Don't be a miser. Make sure that you come back next week and watch Retire Your Way with Ben Heiser. Thank you so much. Get your complimentary review, 855-855-7655.